Good, good morning. So, doing day 18 on the go, but I wanted to make sure that I went live. All right, so let's start. It always has been, it always is. Statement 8 is by far my favorite statement. Um, yeah, let me find it. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. So, as I was reading this morning and meditating on it, I also came up with this more condensed version of it that I liked, which says, my consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. The reason why statement 8 is my favorite statement is because it lets me know that life always begins anew and anew and anew. We are so conditioned to believe that we are always running out of time, that we have to do everything so quickly, get to some destination so quickly because our life is going to end. And it's true. This life in this form is going to end. But that's not a call to action to try and race through it, because if you're racing through and you're not being present, by the time you get to your blessed, as we all hope to be, your 90s or early 100s, you won't have anything that you could look back on because you were so busy rushing to the next, the next, the next. So this statement reminds me that when we're on this path of prosperity and we truly understand that divine source is who we are, is what we are, and that it's unlimited, I don't have to race. First of all, I don't have to chase anything. What is for me will magnetize to me because I understand that I am unlimited abundance. So I no longer have to go out and get. I no longer have to be part of the rat race. I no longer have to just churn my wheels to try and create something. I am that creation, and it will just naturally flow to me. I don't have to go get. It will flow to me. And that's why this statement, one of the reasons why I love this statement is because it's a reminder that this is this work will reverse time almost. It's quantum leaping, quantum jumping. It will return all of the years that the locusts have eaten, all of the years of struggle and suffering melt away when I understand that I don't have to chase anything and I just attract because I am divine abundance. Now I don't have to worry about time because I leap through things because I attract them to me because I am divine abundance. And as I've said it before, oh yeah, see, I'm not going to name it, but there's a coffee shop that's um that's in Harlem that does not have that sign up, with the discrimination against those who've done things or haven't done things to their body. I like that. Um, I can go there. So how does this tie into BDSM? So divine abundance, the basis of that energy, of that energetic frequency is love. For many of us, and myself included, there was a message given to us that love hurts. I mean, all the songs say it, the broken-hearted songs. I love Mary J. Blige, but good God, even she'll tell you that she believed that love was supposed to hurt. And so every song she got is about the shit. And we grow up with this idea that in order to have pleasure, there must be pain. That we just can't have pleasure. Or that if we have too much pleasure, it's like, oh, that's too much. Again, the other shoe is gonna drop. Like we've had too much. We need to pull it back. We're not supposed to enjoy this. We're not supposed to be so open to this. There's pain. And yes, there's pain in life. Shit happens, you know? But it's our perception of it that really is the issue. Relationships end because they've taught us what they needed to teach us, and we move on. It's not that the relationship ending was the problem, it's our expectations and what we attached to the relationship. That's the problem. So I found that for me, when it came to BDSM, and I've played both sides. I've played the sub side, I've played the dom side, but I was still wrapping up pleasure with pain. And in order for me to fully understand and to know and to be aware of and to embody the fact that I can have all the pleasure that I want without it having to be painful, I had to leave that alone. So I deleted my Fet Life profile because I need to experience pleasure for pleasure's sake. That's it. Just the pleasure of it. Now look, that don't mean that I'm not gonna enjoy some choking and some spanking, in a relationship. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like a little tie me up is cool. You know? I mean, let's not. But I don't need to go to the extent. I don't need to get my ass beat with a flogger in order to feel the intensity of pleasure. It doesn't have to sting. It doesn't have to hurt in order for my body to reach ecstatic orgasmic levels, and I can do that without that too. But it doesn't need that. I need to rewire my body and my brain, my mind to understand that pleasure is pleasure and that yes, pain exists, but I don't have to enmesh the two as a way to punish myself for having too much. Like I'm not supposed to have too much. Like there's supposed to be a cap on it because there are people suffering in the world. Suffering is a choice. There are people experiencing pain in the world. Yes, me diminishing my pleasure won't assist them with their pain. And there's this idea that if I'm having a really good time and somebody else is not, in order to empathize with them, I should dim my good time so that they don't feel alone. The fuck no. I'm going to expand my good time and say, hey, when you're ready, this is what's waiting for you. Not deny my own self out of solidarity for your pain. Mm-mm. We're not doing that anymore. And so I've had to leave that alone so that I could fully understand and respect and experience just pleasure, just pleasure. One of the things that I said at the retreat this past weekend, was when it came to oral sex, I would stop it. Like I would have I'm being real right now with y'all. I would have a climax, and then I'd be like, okay, that's enough, because I don't want to take up too much time. I didn't want, I figured his job was done. I didn't want to, but my body was hungry. And so I allowed myself, in my last relationship, I allowed myself to have the experience of don't stop. Let it keep going until your body feels like we are full. And I was surprised at how long the climax lasted and realizing how much I've been starving myself all of these years, starving myself from experiencing the fullness of my pleasure because I wanted to be considerate. I didn't want to take up someone else's time. I didn't want to seem greedy. I didn't want to seem greedy. Like, I got enough. Ooh, the messages that we are given and how this affects every aspect of our lives, not just our money, but our sex life. So, to allow myself space to experience the fullness of pain, the fullness of pleasure, I'm going to extract it from the pain. Statement 8. Let me find it again. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Your consciousness of the spirit within you as your unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten. I mean, that's church for me right there. And I didn't even grow up in the church, but let me get this in you. You understanding that you are the walking embodiment of divine, unlimited, abundant energy is the energy that will totally erase your years of poverty, your years of sadness, your divorces, your brokenheartedness, your health issues, your understanding and knowing that you are the walking embodiment of divine energy will make those years like they did not exist. Is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift up, is the divine power to restore all the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift you up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that you could possibly desire. And my shortened version is your consciousness of the spirit within you as your unlimited source appears as every visible form and experience that you could possibly desire. Every visible form and experience that you could possibly desire. That's not about greed. That's because you're here to experience this with all of the pleasure you can possibly muster. All of it. And it doesn't mean that you won't experience pain. But we learn to alchemize that. We learn to shift it so that we don't stay stuck in the pain, because when you stay stuck in pain, that's when you begin to suffer. For the women who are ready to learn how to shift this, to embody this, not just this work, but anything that you do, I invite you to join me for Slow. It's happening October 2nd, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a sensual embodiment experience for women. We are going to go through some things to help you learn how to get into your body, because understanding any of the work that you're doing mentally is gonna, it's like I said, it's like dripping the water out of the faucet. We want to turn that shit on and make it gush. We want your life to squirt. You understand what I'm saying? That's not just for the bedroom. We want your entire life to just squirt. I will post the link in the comments. October 2nd, it's a Saturday, because we need to get all of this in the body. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Go make your life squirt. Bye.